Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Adebanjo Faith. Today I'm going to be sharing with us how I reduced to the barest minimum struggles and fights with my daughter while brushing her teeth. Now we all know that it is always a struggle and a huge fight when it comes to brushing our toddlers. No matter how advanced we think we are, they always struggle with us. In fact, I've not met one parent that says their daughter or son has never struggled with them and willingly opens his or her mouth while they are brushing. So I had to think of it. One of my own principles is make everything that you do with your child fun, so that you don't have to struggle and stress yourself and stress the child too. At the end of the day, that child, once he or her sees a toothbrush, they run away. Like it's just time for the fight and their brains are already set to just struggle. If you want to know how I managed to reduce this struggle with my daughter, then hang around. The first tip I would be giving you based on what I did is to get a soft brush. Yes, a very, very soft brush. Here, for example, is a brush that my daughter is using, and I can tell you it is super soft. The advantage of getting a super soft brush, like extremely soft brush, is that they wouldn't get to feel any pain while you're brushing their teeth. So even if they accidentally torn, or maybe the struggle has started or something, they will know that there's no pain associated with this brush. So a super soft brush actually changed our own story. At first we used to struggle and fight and all of that, but somehow when I just got to find this brush, it's changed a lot of, like, it was really helpful. Okay, so the second tip I used and I'm still using is to brush 2 times daily. Yes, I know. Who has that time to be brushing a toddler 2 times daily? Except you have the habit of brushing twice daily. Anyways, I am still just developing the habit for myself, but I discovered that in order to get a thorough wash, and then sorry, please pardon this background, I think we do not have current currently, and people have to use the generator. Okay, so as I was saying, when you're trying to brush your toddler, and if you don't tie them down and really enforce that they brush these teeth very well and their tongue, you wouldn't get a thorough scrub and their mouth will end up smelling, their saliva ends up smelling. So what I did was that I stopped enforcing and struggling with her. So whatever it is that I can do in the morning, then we just get it done and we leave it there, just making it simple. And then in the evening we repeat the process again and leave it there. So that way, honestly speaking, since I started brushing her 2 times daily, I didn't have issues with the smell of her mouth. So it is also a healthy habit, actually, brushing twice daily. That's what our dentists would recommend. So why not also try to inculcate this habit in them from little, so they will get used to it. So you're not struggling with them, and since you don't get to get a thorough wash in the morning, then in the evening you have another chance of doing that. The third point is to sing an interesting song. So what we did was that there's this song we got from, I think, Cocomelon, and honestly, if I start to sing that song, you'll hear my daughter in the background singing it with me, and she might even match to where her brush is to say she wants to brush. And that song, once we start to sing it, she knows it's time to brush and she's moving happily. Yes, I want to brush my teeth. Yes, so I'm going to be putting a footage to also show you some of these processes, and you will see for yourself how it all played out. So sing an interesting song, a song that your child can associate with this activity, that would make it easy to songs. I know you understand what I'm saying. Songs and children, they are one and the same. Like children, most of the time they love songs. So when you attach a song to a particular activity, they are like, yay, it's another fun time, in quotes. The fourth tip that I'll be giving you is to let them have their turn in brushing. Alright, I know we do not have all time and all day to spend, but really engaging them in this activity would also reduce that force and struggle that we usually have while they are brushing their teeth, while we are helping them brush their teeth. So what we did, or what we do right now, is that when it's time to brush, we paste, we give her the toothbrush. In fact, we engage her fully. She's the one that goes and gets the brush, so I put it where it's easily accessible to her. She removes it. You know, we do it this way: her brush, her toothbrush and her toothpaste are in the toothpaste pack together. So she picks it up from that place by herself, opens it, then asks for my help to paste it for her. Once we get that done, she is the one that will start to brush. Of course, that brushing is licking and sucking the toothpaste, so please make sure you put the minimum possible. Right size is even fine, very small. Now, their toothpaste always have a very nice flavor, so they will enjoy putting it in their mouth. All of those time is their turn. Now, after a few minutes, I just spend maybe 2-3 minutes, whatever it is that I'm doing. Maybe I'm brushing my own teeth at that time or doing something else, and she's doing her own. Now, as soon as that time is up, or I want to collect it, I'll tell her, it's my turn. Okay, can I have the brush? It's my turn. And she hands it over to me. And then I take my turn in washing her own mouth. Now, of course, it is not easy getting her to open her mouth and all of that. So you do all of this, just to get it. So as soon as you get any space, just pull it out. Like, just do what the little that you can. It doesn't have to be, you know, all of those struggle. And then you don't have to brush all the gum. Many of these toddlers have not, you know, developed it in the inner part. So we don't even have to struggle with those inner part, except they already have tooth there. And that is it. So she has her turn in brushing. I have my turn while brushing her, and then in returning the toothbrush, okay, in fact, in rinsing the brush, she's the one that does the rinsing most of the time by herself. So I would advise that you would make the sink accessible to them, and that this is where Montessori in quotes comes in, because Montessori the Montessori philosophy believes that a child should have access to many of these things that they do, so that they can be able to do things for themselves. So a little stool is good. Right now we have not even put any stool in our own bathroom, so don't think it's something very elaborate. I just leave her and she does the rinsing. I could help her do it properly anyways, but she's involved in rinsing her toothbrush. And I hold the container of the pack for her, and she returns it back by herself, the toothpaste and the toothbrush. No struggles, no fights, honestly. So just involve them in the process. You know, every single thing. To you now, returning the toothpaste in the brush into the container is nothing to you, but to them it's something, an activity, putting something inside something. So please involve them in every step of brushing. To them,
okay, so the fifth tip that I have for you is that you brush together with them. Let them see you brushing. And that, you know, most of the times our toddlers, in fact, not just in brushing, every other thing we do, they actually imitate us. They watch what we do very closely, even when you do not notice, and then they imitate us. So allow them, like, brush together while you give them the brush, while they're having their own turn. Then you also sit and brush. So that's what we did, or that's what I do with my daughter. Once I hand over her brush to her, I also paste my own brush, and I sit and she watches me brushing. So we do the brushing together. If you notice in this video or in this footage, you see her imitating the moves, you know, brushing her teeth, smiling and all of that. So that is the advantage of brushing together with her. Now, immediately at first she might not do exactly what you do, but over time, when she gets used to seeing you do that, in fact, it's possible to even hand her your brush to even brush you a little, because sometimes they want to experiment that. So it would really, really, really help.
The sixth tip I have for you is that you teach them different parts of their mouth. Now, generally, it's good when a child knows this is my head, this is my head, this is my shoulder, this is my stomach, this is my... Now, for brushing, it's also good they know the parts of their mouth. So teaching them parts of their mouth, their teeth, their tongue, their lips, when they can identify all of these parts, it will be easy for you to, you know, when you just say, show me your teeth, and they're like, this is my teeth, you just quickly brush it and that is it. So it also helps in the... And finally, the seventh tip I have for you is that you make it fun. it's not a do or die affair. If you don't get to brush everything now, you can do it later in the evening. Just make sure you make it fun. And this is what I practice. It's not like it's you know, just copy and paste something. This is what we do in our house every day, and so far we have had no fight with brushing with our toddler. The fights, in fact, it has been reduced to the barest minimum, except I just want to be stubborn and I want to just insist that you must brush it, and you know, that's when the fight comes. So thank you so much if you stay to the end of this video. I hope you practice and put these things to practice, and then give me a feedback and tell me what you think. Also, if you have other tips and suggestions on what you do to help make brushing easy for you and your child, please also drop in the comments below. I will be watching out for that. Do well to like this video if the information you got is very useful to you. I have to go now because someone needs my attention. See you some other time. Please make sure you subscribe to this channel, because I do a lot of parenting content that I am very sure will be very useful to you. Take care. Bye.